and then saw Burrow, Brady, Ensminger, and those guys on Saturday at the little get together at a local hotel over there near Times Square. And the first thing that Brady and Burrow say to each other when they see each other is how pissed off they are that Oklahoma's seen so much more film on them than they have. I mean, like in the
football
moment,
guys.
I mean, like football guys. Speaking of football guys, Burrow going to be on Pardon My Take.
It's on. The episode's out.
Yeah, it's out.
I listened to part of it this morning.
And somebody who had gone through the media circus all week, Burrow was just kind of talking to a group of reporters on Saturday about how crazy the week had been. You could sense it that he was like really excited about that. Like that was the one thing that he truly was.
Part of my take are the
about.
Cool guys of sports media. Like they're the only guys that the athletes actually like to listen to and actually like to go on their show and stuff. And so even though he was tired of it, I know he had to be hyped to go get to hang out with PMT and Big Cat.
So what a unbelievable
PFT,
weekend.
excuse me.
First off, shout out to ETEL Business, ETEL for getting us up there and being our local partner and sending us up to New York. Flynn Foster, Gordy Rush, Chris Elliott, Cade Wass, and the team for that assignment because that is the assignment of a lifetime. That was the assignment of a lifetime to be in New York City the weekend that an LSU quarterback was announced as the Heisman Trophy Award winner and to see the support that LSU had up there. Rick Perry and the TAF had a Friday night get-together in the city. I was telling Nathan about it. I mean, it was like one of these just kind of like inconspicuous doors in Midtown Manhattan that you open up and it's just this cool room where you got like Persian rugs on the
best
wall.
kind of New York clubs, the
Yeah,
unassuming
man.
ones that you feel like you're like in like a speakeasy, you're in the cut a little bit.
But a lot of New Yorkers or transplants or people that have been LSU graduates or from Louisiana, not necessarily went to LSU, but a part of the culture down here and really living up there and supporting LSU and to get to talk to those people the way that they interact with us. I mean, the people that listen to Off the Bench in that part of the country by the way of the app, just to stay connected to LSU, Louisiana, Baton Rouge, the New Orleans Saints was phenomenal. And then to see the purple and gold wave that crashed into the Northeast on Saturday. I mean, you'd be walking around Times Square. I woke up Saturday morning and walked into Times Square just to see the advertisement, to see the Burrow campaign.
Yeah, which all looks spectacular. It
looked
crazy.
Fantastic. It did. And you would see people moving around even early in the day, all throughout Saturday, wearing their purple and gold. I was wearing an LSU beanie on Saturday. I mean, you couldn't go anywhere without somebody shouting at you, "Go Tigers!"
And you know what? It was even like that in Columbus, Georgia, surrounded by Georgia and Auburn fans. So it's definitely, and it happens anytime a team does great. Everybody comes out the woodwork, but the brand is hot right now. We're doing all over the country canvas, boots on the ground reporting. You and I we're getting the vibes from Georgia, from New York. Everybody loves the Tigers right now.
They do, man. And then on Saturday night, Saturday night was, man, from an LSU supporter standpoint, from a fan base. Just being a media member who covers LSU, to be a part of the program, to be a part of the state that supports LSU, Saturday night was magical. I mean, Saturday night for LSU football will be a night that will live on forever in a team and a season that has produced so many memories and moments. This is at the top of the cake. Now, there's still business left to be done, and we'll get into that stuff, and we'll start to preview LSU Oklahoma, and LSU's back on the practice field, and you could sense it in Orgeron and Burrow and Brady and Ensminger and George Munoz on Saturday. Everybody was ready to get back to work. Everybody was ready to get back to the practice field, get back to the film room, start cutting it up. But in the meantime, I said this in headlines, and I mean this, man. What was on Saturday night, the message from Burrow to Orgeron in that moment, LSU athletics could spend $1 billion on advertisement. You could get as many campaigns in Times Square as you wanted. You could go to the Strip in Las Vegas. You could run ads in the Super Bowl for LSU football, and you will not get the return on an investment of a moment that was captured on live television between the quarterback from Athens, Ohio, and the head coach from South Louisiana leading LSU, that both have come together and created this moment, this team, this season. And where they are now, I was standing in a room full of, it was Rick Perry and the TAF crew and a bunch of board members and fundraising, a lot of suits. Talk about it's fish out of water, bro. Your boy was underdressed all weekend. All weekend. Like, I was responsible for the pack job here and failed miserably.
You should have hit up Carriages.
Failed.
You screwed up.
Huge failure.
Because Carriages has a selection.
They do. Great shout out. Nice work. But to see that room and to see the power of that message and just nobody, there wasn't a dry eye. And like River said, even if you weren't connected to LSU, because the people that were working that room in that hotel, the people that were there, they were crying in that moment. Here it was. Here is the moment. We played a little bit for you inside headlines, but here it is again, because you can play this thing on loop over and over again, and it almost gets better the more you hear it. Here is Burrow on Saturday night talking to Ogeron.
Coach O, you have no idea what you mean to my family. You know, I didn't play for 3 years. You took a chance on me, not knowing if I could play or not. And I'm forever grateful for you. Can you imagine a guy like Coach O giving me the keys to his football program? He just means so much to me and my family. And to LSU. I sure hope they give him a lifetime contract. He deserves it.
That, I mean, in that emotion, you can really feel Burrow's journey and the times that he was told no, like Scott Frost in Nebraska telling him no. I mean, go to even Ogeron, right? 6-2 as the USC interim head coach. They're a little pretentious, little nose in the air. He's not good enough for them. This man surely can't be the head coach of USC, can he? Well, guess what? He's now the national head coach of the year multiple times over, 13-0 SEC champion, headed to the playoffs. I bet you they wish they had Ho now. I know Nebraska and Scott Frost wish that they had Joe Burrow now. But sometimes life just works out in incredible ways. And Saturday night, if you were a Tiger fan, that is one of those moments that you will remember for the rest of your life. Bummed that I didn't get to. I'm getting a little. I didn't have too much FOMO this weekend. I was in the wedding. I was fully committed. It was a ton of fun, and it really was. But I'm getting a little bit of FOMO now hearing these stories.
Burrow, here he is in the Heisman speech. Speaking of moments that will live on and have powerful impacts, this moment here for the Athens Food Bank and what they've seen since Saturday night, since Burrow brought this up inside of the speech.
Coming from Southeast Ohio, it's a very, very impoverished area, and the poverty rate is almost 2 times the national average, and there's so many people there that don't have a lot. And I'm up here for all those kids in Athens and in Athens County that go home to not a lot of food on the table, hungry after school. And you guys can be up here too.
I think they had a goal of 50,000. They hit that overnight.
Well, there were 3 different fundraisers. One was 50,000, one was 3, and one was 5. And at this point, they've raised between the 3 somewhere between $55,000 and $60,000.
Wow!
So we've got a message into Will Draybold, who's one of the directors of one of these fundraising campaigns, to see how we can help promote that. Nathan has it up right now. The message on 1045ESPN.com. And the message on that fundraiser saying that we are overwhelmed with the support donations being shown towards our community food pantry after Joe's Heisman speech last night. This was published on Sunday. As we are writing this between 3 separate fundraisers, we have eclipsed $40,000 in just over 12 hours. A giant thank you is due to our Louisiana and local donators. Let's keep this thing going. And as Riv said, overnight.
So that was 11 p.m., yeah.
This was, and so since we've started the show, it's right around $55,000, man. So this thing is continuing to climb.
We'll tweet out the links.
Yeah, we'll put that.
Yeah, we're going to put them in the huddle, and I'm going to tweet them out.
But that's Burrow, right? I mean, like everything that Burrow has touched this season, from the speech on Saturday night,
which he winged,
to the moments last Saturday in the SEC championship, road trips to Tuscaloosa, road trips to Austin, home games against Auburn, Florida, these moments, everything. Yeah. There's not been one. I was talking to a college football writer on Saturday night,
At 40?
His name. No, I'm trying to remember his name. No.
Your boy?
And he's and
Not anyone that you have a beef with. This is no. Okay. We're good.
2020 is a new year.
Okay, to a new year, baby. That's
new
right.
year.
Dickie V, come on down. He's got to be happy for the time.
He hasn't had that moment where you're like, yeah, but LSU had to win despite their quarterback.
No.
It just think about it. The 13-0, and they just haven't had it. And
Well,
on
that's how
Saturday night,
he
continued to shine.
That's how he set the records, right? I mean the Heisman voting records is because it's not just that he played yes, his numbers are gaudy, his numbers are insane, and they are record-setting alone. But the reason why he had such high percentages and why it wasn't even close is because when the stage is biggest, he has been at his most dominant, and that's also the reason why the NFL's fallen in complete love with him. And I'm reading articles about how there's just like nothing bad that he does from scouts breaking down his game. Yeah, it's because he is best when the pressure is highest, and that's what Moffitt always says.
We have video and sound from his trip yesterday to CBS NFL set, and Boomer Esiason giving him a little bit of the pressure of the Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals had a sign yesterday flying inside of their home stadium as they got bludgeoned again yesterday by the Patriots. They lose. So it looks like they're in the sweepstakes for Joe Burrow.
Joe may be heading back to Ohio.
Yep.